If I was going to make a film for new employees, I would make one general film showing the complete operation.
Well, I think it would be mostly a film about the people, the telephone workers.
Well, I'd start with the service rep, which is very, very important.
I would put mostly all operators in it.
There's a lot of paperwork involved. I think I'd show part of that.
I'd get as many people as possible actually in motion.
I guess you could show kind of an exciting call that's fun, and, you know, and then I guess you could also show when a customer was being mean and would say, hey, girly, you know, like, and they really do that.
Sometimes I think we could use a few lessons in self-defense in these films.
Sometimes it snows, sometimes it rains, it gets cold, and I'd like to see that.
If I was to make a film with a phone company, I suppose I'd like to make a film concerning mostly the eligible young men available.
As the slogan goes, the phone company is people.
Tall people, big and small people, working together for a better place to live. How wonderful life would be if we gave a helping hand to our fellow man to help all mankind. La la la.
All right, now when you go up the poles, we want a 30-degree angle on your leg, about a 10-inch riser step, right? And step right up, bringing your knee back straight. So everybody gets set on your pole.
Every installer has to pass a pole climbing school, and the first experience I had with climbing was pretty frightening. The first 3 or 4 days, the instructor has you climb up maybe 2 or 3 feet at a time, not always going all the way up until maybe the last day. And I remember the last day, and I went all the way up to the top, and I was so frightened until I just kept going. I was all the way to the top of the pole before I realized it. But you get the knack of it.
About a 2-inch move on your hook, no more. Lean right back in your belt. Keep it tight. All the way back.
After training, a lot of installers go out and they install phones in people's homes, and that's very interesting to me. I like meeting people, and I like doing the work and seeing the customer satisfaction after I've left, that they have a phone in their home and that the job is well done. Of course, there are others that install business phones.
Jimmy Ralph, you got a nice light workload. You're with 33 today. Hank, did you put that BKF on that phone?
Yes, sir.
Roy, you're down the airport again.
Yeah. How about change today?
Hey, what can I tell you, Roy? I had to use a dog sled to get into work. Listen, guys, when we leave today, let's be careful of the driving hazards. Look out for that other guy.
Well, in business installations, we try to satisfy the needs of various businesses in which we deal with, and the type of installations range from a simple one-circuit instrument up to a small central office equipment at one location. Even after initial training in the business installation, your continual training is necessary because you run into advanced equipment and new methods and modifications, and this is a very important part of the business. I like the job. It's a challenge, it's interesting, and it gives you quite a bit of pride to go into a place and do the kind of job that you know someone's going to be satisfied with, and you're helping people. Well, my ambition in the company is to progress in the business. I would like someday to become a foreman and go as far as I can.
You're welcome. I'm sorry, madam, but we only have that dress in sizes 6, 8, and 10. No, I'm sorry, we won't be getting it again. Thank you for calling.
After you learn installation, you go to repair, and you learn all the complexities of this different types of equipment. It's a very interesting job. What most people don't realize is that we're on call 24 hours a day. not just major storm disasters or something of that nature, but we're on call, for instance, for this particular supervisor's console, which is a basic necessity for this business to run.
We have them in red, green, blue, and black. Yes, ma'am. They're $3.98, just as advertised.
Well, we think of the Plant Service Center as the nerve center for everything that takes place for installation and repair. We assign the facilities needed for customer requests, dispatch the order to the installer, and then receive the final okay from the installer when the job's completed. Another thing we do is operate the test bureau. The test bureau takes reports from customers calling in about trouble with their phones. The line's tested to find out whether or not the trouble is in the central office or if it's out in the field at the customer's location. It's then referred to central office or to repair, and it's cleared up.
One-on-one.
Well, essentially, my job as a frameman is to run in new subscriber lines, shoot troubles on old lines, and help the man out in the field, the installer, splicer, repairman, whatever it might be, in locating troubles and fixing them.
Hold it on there. You're shaking it all around the place. Okay, check that coil, please. Good, huh? Okay, make it regular.
All right, regular. 643-2682. Oh, no, 649-2682.
Could you put that up on court number 4, please?
Yeah. Court, please. Jeffrey, what's on court? You're up now, George!
Well, if I was to make a film, I'd show them the part that, outside part where everything's more interesting, because we never do, we go in different areas all the time, and every job is a little different.
This is it, outdoors. I guess basically I'm just an outdoor person. This is beautiful. I drive 15 miles one way. That's 30 miles a day, and there's a garage 2 miles from my house where I could be working, but I drive out just to work in this rural area. Well, out in the rural areas, mostly we've got quite a few poles yet. They're trying to get rid of most of them by putting in buried plant, but we just have to maintain these other exchange cables in the air till we get them in the underground buried.
These men are placing underground cables, eliminate the need of overhead wires. Underground cables, we can get so many more wires in compact space. Unsightly conditions removed, and the manhole provides a good working place for it.
Well, the type of a film I think that you make would be one that would encompass the entire company or show the whole picture of the company.
Engineering is responsible for estimating, planning, and scheduling the telephone plant. We coordinate the design and construction of buildings. We determine technical standards for transmission and radio services and help design toll circuit facilities, among many other functions. In short, we have a hand in almost everything in order to make sure we have the right amount of equipment at the right place and at the right time to provide telephone service.
What kind of film would I like to make? I'd like to show all the operators operating.
I didn't have any impression that the outfit was so big. You know, I always expected one little old lady operator, you know, running the switchboard.
Mr. Jacobson called.
During the Christmas holidays, we have a gradual build-up, just in advance of the holidays, of traffic volumes. This is when we have to ask our people to come away from their families and provide the type of service that our customers need and require.
Well, I enjoy working holidays because, of course, the extra pay, but also because the spirit is always with your customers when you pick up a call. It's Merry Christmas or Happy New Year. Or it's just a nice, friendly atmosphere. And if you don't have anything planned that day, might as well enjoy yourself with the phone company. It's a public utility, and people need this direct service of being able to reach who they want and when they need them. So we have to have a 24-hour service. I really enjoyed it. It's interesting, and it's not a boring job because we get emergency calls and we handle all sorts of calls that break up the routine. And there's always something new changing, rate changes and new areas being able to dial direct. And we have people who can't dial by themselves. We have to place their calls for them because of the equipment that they have.
With the new equipment, the customer dials everything himself. The information is like fed into a computer. And when a call comes into your position, which is done automatically, you have all the details available to you, and all you would do is get the final information and request from the customer and connect him.
Mr. Neil Harrison, please, long-distance calling. Can you tell us when he might be expected to be available?
When you think of the term long lines, you think of something between 2 points of far distance away. Well, this is what we do serve, a far distance away from one point to another. And you think of long-distance phone calls. This is a major part of our business, of course, but we don't stop there. We don't even stop at the boundary of our country.
Rockdale via Sacramento, please.
Pronto. America is calling Mr. Harris. Senor Norton in Massachusetts.
The doesn't answer now, shall we...
Senorina Carla Orfano? Go ahead, they're on the line and waiting.
And, of course, we can't forget television. We are responsible for providing what you see and what you hear over the major networks, as well as certain special telecasts, sporting events. We serve customers with private networks. Data is transmitted, for example.
You know what I'd like to see? Is there any chance for advancement in the company?
Well, I started as an operator. I guess I was an operator for, maybe 2 years. Then I went up to junior service assistant and then to supervisor. This new office opened and they put out a poster, for people who wanted to come. So I decided to apply. It's closer to my home and, well, here I am today, directory assistant. As a supervisor, I train the new operators, and I work with all of the operators to help them improve their skills. I also help out the operators and the customers if they have any kind of difficulty. Our job is to help people find telephone numbers. Say they don't have a phone book, or maybe the number is a new one. Whatever the reason, they can't seem to locate the number. We do it for them.
The number is 276-1913. You're welcome.
It's simply a matter of focusing on the phone company as a whole and then bringing out the people that make it run day in and day out, because without them there would be no phone company.
First of all, I show Bell Laboratories, since that's my own part of the Bell system. Of course, I'm partial to it.
Well, Bell Labs, I think, is really a story of people and ideas. And, of course, the main objective of Bell Laboratories is as the research and development unit of the Bell system. People, I think, when they hear of Bell Labs, they think primarily of research and scientists, and that's very important, of course, to pursue those areas of science which might be relevant to communications. But the fact of the matter is only about 10% of our technical effort is directed in research, and the bulk is in engineering or development. And that is coming up with the equipment designs, system designs, which will be manufactured by Western Electric and employed by the operating companies to give ever-improving telephone service.
Western Electric, probably the first thing I want to tell you is that we don't make sewing machines, and we no longer make refrigerators. We make communications equipment. We make things such as the telephone sets, which you're probably familiar with, I'm sure. Everybody uses that. You make, of course, the cabling, the switching systems, and all this that goes with it. I think this is the basic function of Western. It manufactures the equipment that the Bell telephone uses. We supply all of the parts, loose parts, cabling, everything else that the Bell telephone company uses.
And beyond supplying, we actually install it. We install all the switching equipment, all the cabling, and all this type of thing. The actual telephone instrument that's put into your home is done by Bell Telephone. We don't install that.
I guess you could start with setting up a new service for the customer.
The actual service order for a business service customer starts with the negotiation of the service rep with the business customer. The rep writes up what we call a basic service order memorandum, which has the basic details on it. The order then flows through the proofreader to the teletype operator, who will cut a tape. This tape is then transmitted over a special network to the plant department. It goes to the accounting department for billing purposes. It goes to the test bureau for repair records. And most important of all, for the business customer, it goes to the directory department and for the printer of the directory.
Here in directory, we process all names, addresses, and phone numbers that go into telephone directories. And chiefly, we're concerned with accuracy. In addition to accuracy, we're also concerned with speed. It's just like publishing a book. We have to meet deadlines.
Well, I think what you'd want to know is basically what the yellow pages are for, what they do. We sell a service, or our job here is to sell a service to the customer. And the service is providing the customer with a new business or a new business for his business. And how that's done is by him placing an ad in the directory. And the directory, of course, is distributed. People use it as a buyer's guide.
The beginning of the contact is with the business service rep, and so is the end of the contact.
Yes.
If the customer is not satisfied, he comes right back to the service rep in the service center. It is then the rep's job to untangle anything that went wrong and satisfy the customer as quickly as possible. This is not always easy because we've already done something wrong, and the customer at this point is a little uptight and in many cases very irritated with us. When these errors occur, we are fully aware of them. We get all kinds of feedback from our observations. The most important feedback, of course, is from the customer.
Okay, thanks for waiting.
At least once a week, we find that a necessary part of the business service center operation is for the supervisors, the assistant manager, and the manager to sit down and discuss what has happened the previous week and come up with a program to correct it so that it won't happen again the next week.
The reason for our gathering here today is because we're having a few problems involving our business customers. And as you know, service is our most important product. The customer also knows this, and our business customer demands that we give the service that we quite often make reference to. Recently, we've had several breakdowns in our listings, and for our business listings, and I'm greatly concerned, and I'm sure that you share the same concern over these breakdowns. Just what we can do in terms of correcting the problem, if it is a problem, is the thing that we have to address ourselves to here. When a
large business customers sometimes have complicated communications requirements, and these are handled by communications consultants in the marketing department. Here's how it works. We are in direct contact with airlines, hospitals, banks, and many other large firms. In our visits with these customers, our basic job is to analyze the customer's operations. In other words, to get to know what makes his business tick, and then determine how communications can solve his problems and fit his individual needs and wants.
How about the actual installation of the instruments themselves?
This will take we'll do that probably the weekend that you move in, because it's quick and easy. We put a lot of men on it.
We trust that will be the weekend prior to February 22nd.
Definitely.
It should emphasize the fact that we are here to service the customer and give this customer the best possible service.
To our customers, we are the telephone company. Any customer that has any kind of a problem about their telephone service at all calls us, whether it be about repair problems, problem with their billing, toll calls, an odd balance on their bill, just to generally complain. That's what we're here for.
Hi, Bill. This is Bev Ritchie calling from Commercial. Hi, how are you today? That's good. Got a little problem. I've got an order on Mr. Sharp moving from one address to another. The installer was supposed to come out yesterday and didn't.
I know it's snowing.
Many times this is the only contact a person has with the telephone company is the representative and then the installer, of course, so you really have to be at your best to give the best impression of the company.
Well, now I can set this up either morning or afternoon for you, if that would be okay. Fine. Between 8 and 12, how's that?
Well, a big part of the job is getting to know all the equipment that we have available. Well, sure, I'll be happy to, sir. The trimline phone is our newest phone. It comes in a large variety of colors. It's probably the nicest phone we do have.
It's involved, it's two jobs in one, I feel. It's a paperwork type job which must be done correctly for the customer to be taken care of properly, and it's also a communication with the customer on the telephone. If the two are not done properly, then the customer suffers one way or the other. Thank you for waiting, sir. Now, I do see that you were supposed to have your telephone service interrupted on the 3rd of February. Well, I understand the situation, sir. It seems that we have... Well, if you would let me explain, sir, we did All right, sir.
When a customer's bill has been presented to him 2 weeks, it becomes overdue if it is a certain amount and he has not made any payments. And at that time, it's our job to contact the customer and let him know that his bill is overdue. Yes, sir. I'm calling from the telephone company regarding your telephone account with us. It is quite overdue at this time. You can mail a check in, or you can come down to the public office.
Going by a textbook definition, accounting provides the facts and figures to the managers of a business. Because the business is so huge, no one can really see everything that's going on. Now, in the telephone industry, a telephone accounting operation is more unique in that it has a billing operation to do. If you wanted to pick one major function, I would say it was the billing operation, because just about everybody has a phone, and we have to provide the information necessary to intelligently bill the customer so that they understand what they're paying for. There are many operations even beyond the billing side in accounting, such as payroll. This is a pretty big operation to make sure that people get paid properly and have the proper deductions made from their paychecks. We've used pencils, we've used typewriters, we've used adding machines. We have now got another tool, a computer. It's the people who provide the information on which our computers will operate. It's people who make the system go, and once the computer has finished the particular job and the run that it's operating on, there is a product. But then it's people who take this product and interpret it. What we're trying to do is employ the best of both. The best of both, people and machines. And when we come up with a system, it's not just a machine system, it's man and machine working together.
At the head of the Bell system, we at AT&T advise and assist all the Bell system companies. The key to the success of the Bell system is the careful fitting together of research, manufacturing, and operations into a single coordinated organization.
I pictured the telephone company as one big mass of telephone company, and now that I'm in it, and most people that are in it, see it more as small segments of smaller telephone companies taking care of individual areas, and departments within the company taking care of the individual areas. And that's about the way you have to function in order to be able to function properly.
I would describe this job for myself as very satisfying. It's the kind of a job where I look forward to getting up and going to work. Maybe that's because I like people. I don't get my feathers ruffled very easily.
Very enjoyable job. Makes the day go faster.
You know, I just really like it. It's, you know, very relaxing. It's a lot of fun.
There's always something new coming on, the same, something transistorized or something, you know, new invention of sorts.
There's a lot of work, but it's good to keep busy. It really is, because it makes the day go really fast, and so many different things are happening all at the same time.
You have to be able to move, let me put it that way. It's nothing that you can sit and think about. It just happens naturally. I'm very happy working here.
It's not bad. It's kind of fun. You get to work with people, you know, hear people all day. They talk to you.
someone really has a problem and they call you with it, and you really work hard on it and try to straighten it out, when it is straightened out, you do get a good feeling.
I think there's a lot here in the telephone company because there are many different areas that you can get into. I guess because it is a communications business and because you do deal with just about everybody in the country, you have to, in one form or another, that there is some kind of business that anybody, you know, something for everybody, in other words. If you want to be in public relations or sales, or if you're in the technical end, you know, the engineering field or whatever, there's just about something for anybody.
Smiling faces, winning races, moving fast, with so much to do. Look all around you, at all who surround you. Some